How are you ding-dong diddly doing there, gamerinos? Hope you're having a flanderific day. Got a lot of Star Wars stuff to talk about. I know we're not playing Star Wars anymore, but we always talk about it. First up, just want to talk about how fucking stupid it is that in the latest episode of The Acolyte, I know you're shocked, The Acolyte did something stupid. It put Ki-Adi-Mundi. It had Ki-Adi-Mundi in it. He wasn't alive yet, though, is the issue. Fucking morons. You literally had Oppo Rancisis, Yariel Poof, Yoda, Yaddle. Could have used any of those four. Those are just the ones I can think of off the top of my head that would have absolutely been alive during this time period. But you went for Ki-Adi-Mundi. Okay. Alright. Makes sense. Solid choice. I feel like there was something else dumb that they did in the recent episode, but I can't remember what the other thing was. Whatever. It's not that important. But you know what's more important than that? Arguing about the Acolyte online. Yeah. It's a war out there, and we gotta win. So let me read some of these YouTube comments. Oh geez, do I have another one? Ugh, I'm getting a lot of... Get a lot of replies. Oh, here's a good one. So I said, I genuinely can't wait for Lucasfilms to make more of The Acolyte. I'm so glad they made this show because it's so garbage it could possibly be the starting point of the end of new Star Wars content. They've clearly failed time after time. 14% is more they deserve. Can't wait for YouTubers to tear it apart. Basically is what I said. And this guy was like... I had worded it to where it was like I was speaking directly to Disney. I was like, oh, this is... 14 is, like, more than you deserve, or whatever. And this guy was like...
You know Disney doesn't run this channel, right?
And I was like, yeah, I get that. You know, this doesn't really have anything to do with anything. Is there, like, something I said that like upset you or something? And he's just like, no, it's just kind of dumb that you're saying this here, like where they can't say it or see it. So I went through and edited the comment to make it what I read to you, well, more or less what I read to you right now. And I was like, well, there, does that make you feel better, sweetheart? Like, Jesus. Like, I don't know why that, of all things, is what you're freaking out about, is that I used 3 U's instead of theys. Like, that's what you were so upset about? Like, okay. So yeah, that was basically that one. Oh, there's a lot here. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to paraphrase the fuck out of this one. It was saying, are you enjoying The Acolyte so far? I said, haven't seen it, but I'm definitely not enjoying how it's ruining canon. Someone was like, it's ruining Legends, not canon. So I said, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I forgot the part in The Phantom Menace where Yoda was like, oh yeah, lol, Anakin being conceived via the Force isn't a new thing. Actually, you can do that anytime you like, using a really cringy chant. And I also forgot the part where Ki-Adi-Mundi was like, lol, the Sith are back. I remember when that was being discussed over 100 years ago, when I was a Jedi Master, before I was born. So this guy replies, literally not even seen the whole series. It's not breaking canon at all yet. Dumb argument. And I said, dumb argument. Way to ignore everything I just said in typical Disney shill fashion. And then I did the SpongeGar typing.
The entire thing isn't out yet.
I said, yeah, well, it's halfway finished. It's breaking canon with the points I just mentioned that you didn't even try to refute. It's trash. And it's not going to get any better because it's never been better on any of the other shows. So why would it be better now? Then someone came in and was saying that Anakin was the only one born of the Force, and that's actual canon, and was basically supporting me. Then this guy was like,
Dude, they never mentioned the Sith when they were reviewing the holocron,
and I was basically, and then the other guy was like, in the Sith at the end of the episode? And then I said, well, they never discussed it. I said they never discussed it, but like the one guy said, there's a Sith that confronts 8 Jedi at the end of an episode, and I was saying, how are they going to reconcile that in a way that doesn't break canon and isn't stupid? I then had someone being like, oh, you didn't watch it. And then there's this other guy, he's being really annoying.
It isn't breaking canon. Darth Sidious confirmed in Revenge of the Sith that Darth Plagueis was able to create life using the Force. Plagueis did not create Anakin, which means other life forms besides Anakin were already confirmed to be created by Force users before this show was released.
What? No. But okay, moving on.
What made Anakin's birth significant was that he was created by the Force, not by a person using the Force. The Force itself made a conscious choice to create him. And then he was saying that Ki-Adi-Mundi also has no idea that dark side wielders are in the show as the Sith, and his age is only established in canons. And I said, that was the other message. Whoops. I had read earlier. That was the response to him, was the whole, how are they gonna like clear up Jedi seeing the Sith in an intelligent fashion. And then when someone said I didn't see it, I was like, I've seen bits and pieces, and I've watched plenty of reviews, and if I've gotten anything wrong, please let me know, but considering I haven't gotten anything wrong, and I was like, here's a little bit of free advice for you. If you're going to try to convince someone of something, maybe try refuting their points and giving them actual points that support your argument, rather than having a copium OD. And then when he was saying that Sidious basically confirmed that they had created other life, but not Anakin. Not Anakin. Because that's just in Legends. That's not in the canon. Nowhere in the canon can you find that. So I was like, okay, Anakin. I say this because if we look at the Legends, which is technically not canon, I was basically saying how it was Plagueis messing with the Force that created Anakin, so it was more of an offset. It wasn't like a conscious decision by the Force. And then I was basically saying, like, yeah, so you're taking the word of the most evil Sith in all of galactic history when he's trying to specifically manipulate what will become his next apprentice. That's when you think he's, like, absolutely positively telling the truth, and not just telling Anakin literally what he wants to hear so that he will, like, join him? Okay. Sure. Oh, and I was saying that, like, the very thing that he was saying that he would help him with was the very thing that he had planted in his mind. Like all the dreams of Padme dying during childbirth. That was Palpatine. Um, and then I was saying on the Ki-Adi-Mundi thing, it's just embarrassing that they had 4 council members off the top of my head that I could think of they could have picked, but just didn't. Like, that's just embarrassing. Okay, this stick drift is annoying. Basically, he's just saying, that, like, the Plagueis novels are not canon, and they're part of Legends. While saying, well, if that's the standard we're going by, then there's no evidence to support that Plagueis was ever successful with creating life. And I was saying that he was lying to Anakin. And then if we go further, Palps basically tells Darth Vader, I'm not sure how Plagueis did it, but I'm pretty sure we can figure it out together. And then I said, on the Ki-Adi-Mundi thing, can we at least agree it was just hee-haw levels of stupid, and it breaks Legends continuity for literally no reason when there are much better lore-accurate characters you could have put in? Completely ignored that part. Never got a response on that. And then this one guy, this is a different guy. This was the guy who I was saying, how are they going to rectify the 8 Jedi seeing the Sith? And he was basically saying, well, you know, there's still time. Like, they could all die. I think that's literally what he says. Who says the 8 Jedi survived the episode next week? That would be one way. Also, there are other dark side warriors running around the galaxy, like the Knights of Ren. Not the originals, not from the sequels. So I said, yeah, so you're saying they're going to make the Jedi look even more dumb and incompetent than they already have. There's going to be 9 dead Jedi, including the Wookiee, and they should all be dead by lightsaber wounds. Which, let me say, there's no way anyone less than Palps and maybe Vader could take on that many Jedi and be fine, but whatever, plot, I guess. So there's going to be the 9 dead Jedi with lightsaber wounds, and the Jedi are obviously going to investigate it, and what conclusion could they possibly come to other than it was Sith? And then I was like, perhaps I'm wrong, because I haven't watched the entire show, but I don't believe the Knights of Ren have been name-dropped. Therefore, since they love saying shit is not canon, that is not canon. So who else could be running around with a lightsaber killing Jedi other than a Sith? That was my point. I don't think it was ever answered. Then the annoying guy got back to me, was saying, oh, there was nothing to say that he was ever unsuccessful. It is possible that Sidious was lying to Anakin when he said this, but it's also possible he didn't need to lie to successfully manipulate him. I mean, it sounds pretty clear-cut, though. It's like, oh man, I've got this problem that you've placed in my head, and wow, you've got the answer to solve that very problem. It just sounds a little convenient, but okay, sure. Sure, buddy, sure. And again, there's a massive difference between the Force creating life and another being using the Force to create life. And I was saying, the guy who wanted to create life using the Force, and yes, since the entire argument hinges upon Palps telling the truth, that's the phrasing I have to use,
that life was... Basically, I was saying, oh, this Plagueis wanted to create life. He created life with Anakin. The guy was basically just like, oh yeah, but see, that's not canon, or whatever, which is just like... Okay, it's kind of dumb, but whatever. Like, I guess. But he kept beating this home point that the Force chose to create Anakin. And I was like, where does it say that in the prequels? Like, I remember Qui-Gon saying, I believe the Force may have created him. Like, it was a guess. But I guess we just have to take literally everything everyone says at face value, and that is just exactly what is happening. Which it just doesn't make sense with any of Star Wars whatsoever, because people say all sorts of shit that they don't mean. Like, how many things has Palps said? Like, oh, I hope you, like, figure that out, or whatever. Or, oh, you should do this, because it's the right thing. And it's like, obviously, it's not going to be the right thing, though. It's clearly benefiting Palps somehow if he's telling you to do it. It's not, you know... But I guess he just doesn't get that sometimes people can say things but not actually mean said things. And then I was telling him his whole first argument is fundamentally wrong, because he was saying that, like, oh, there's nothing that disproves that Plagueis was unsuccessful, therefore he wasn't. And it's like, but that's a fallacy, though. So I responded to that with, well, I could say right now that the sun is actually filled with milk. And there's no way for you to go over and dig through the core of the sun to determine whether or not there is milk. But does that mean that there is milk in the center of the sun? No. Just because you can't exactly disprove something doesn't mean that it is true. And this guy does not at all get this concept. He believes if something can't be disproven, therefore it must be true. Which is just, it's foolish. And then I have someone, you haven't seen it, but it's breaking canon. You realize you have no argument, right? And I responded to that guy, you did finish the rest of the comment, right? Or was there perhaps something I got wrong about the story of the Acolyte in one of my comments? I'm confused, because you're not having any actual discourse with me. You're just saying I'm wrong. Pretty typical Disney Lucasfilms behavior, if you ask me. And then he was basically going on and saying that it's very simple. The Force chose to create Anakin, and that Anakin didn't care at all about the power Palpatine was telling him about. Okay. And then he said that if Palpatine actually lied, I would have to use like a canon source. And I was like, maybe I'll have to go back and rewatch The Phantom Menace, because it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I've last seen it. But I don't remember any part where it confirms anything other than about Anakin's birth, other than the Force is his father. And then I was saying, but by the standard, uh, but I mean, even by that standard, you could say that it was the will of the Force for parties unknown to create, or to mess with the Force to create Anakin. He said, and I also said, I believe Qui, or I remember Qui saying he believes the Force itself created Anakin. But again, that's Qui's theory. I also think that it's weird that Qui would bring in a boy who he says has no father, and no one like Ki-Adi-Mundi, who apparently in this canon is way older and would know about these witches, wouldn't have brought that up, like, hey, we've seen this before. And I was saying, to clarify, I just mean someone whose daddy is the Force, and not like someone who manipulated the Force. And he brought up, he was saying that it was the Star Wars deities sorry, I'm starting to read something else. Apparently I've gotten somehow more comments from these freaks. And he would have heard about the witches. Sorry, I don't believe a single deity or god was mentioned in the prequels. And I was saying, yeah, Anakin absolutely cared about this power. Did you forget about the part where he said he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying? And he looked dramatically over at him. And I was basically saying that the whole Palpatine is lying thing is like Schrodinger's cat. He's both lying and not lying, since we can't disprove it one way or the other. I am kind of interested to see what they had to say, because apparently there's someone else who's joining in on the fun. But it's like, yeah, these people are using, like, they're going around demanding I have all of these sources, but they don't have a damn source to their name. It's like, everyone wants a source up until the point where they ask you for the source. And as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I remember, and I just went through all those texts, I was the only one that even quoted the movies. Everything else was just a lecture, basically, on how he sees the Force and how he perceives all of these events, which I believe to be wrong. Maybe at the end of the episode we'll check it out, and I might do a live response or something. I don't get it. And okay, let's say that it doesn't break canon for just a second. Let's pretend like it doesn't. To appease them, does that mean that it was good? Does that mean it was a good idea to do all of those things? No. Not at all. I don't know if that's much of a defense for it. Oh, it doesn't break canon. Okay, well, it's not good. Does that help? It's not good. See, and that's the thing. They wouldn't even let you have that opinion, I'm sure. Can I get this into the hole? Fuck.
Nah, fuck it. Whatever. Hole is clean, right? Yeah. Hole is clean. Winky face. Floor is clean. Alright, I guess we got all of this. Also, I don't know why these people are defending the Acolyte so hard. It's not like it's good. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, even if you really like it, alright, you can't sit here and objectively be like, it's well written. Like, you can like it, but it's not good objectively. And that's the thing, is it's strange. I don't feel like any of us are saying you can't enjoy the Acolyte. Like, if you like the Acolyte, whatever. Like, I objectively think that it's a piece of shit. And I would question your taste. But at the end of the day, you can like it. But the people on the other side do not feel the same way. It's like, no, you have to like it. What do you mean? You don't like it? You have to, though. It's the latest slop that's been put down before you. You have to lap it up. I think it's very funny from a bunch of people who are saying they just want to be super inclusive and tolerant and all of this stuff, and they're just not being, though. Hello there, Slicks. You've missed a lot of the rant. You missed some YouTube comments and stiggity stuff. Oh, and I'd also like to give a quick spoiler to how I think the Acolyte is gonna end. And it's a doozy. It's it's gonna be bad. So this is what I think is gonna happen. So instead of doing anything interesting with the Sith, at the end of the series, it's gonna be probably just May and Osha alive, I would assume. Which, if you don't know, those are the twins. The witch twins. Okay? They're gonna be like the only ones alive, and they're gonna be all buddy friends for some reason. And then get ready for it. Get ready for it, because this is where the stupid shit comes in. It's gonna be revealed at the end that the Sith Lord was actually one of the lesbian moms. Okay? And then it's gonna be like a I am your mother reveal. I'm calling it right the fuck now. Okay? I'm calling it. That's how this shit is gonna end. It's gonna be I am your mother, and that's gonna be the fight. It's gonna be, yeah, at the end, and they're gonna die or something. I don't know. Who gives a shit? But that's how it's gonna end. I'm telling you. Putting all bets down right now. Okay, this is... Again, this is the same thing. Anakin was conceived by the Force. The twins were conceived with the assistance of Force and magic. There's a big difference there. But the thing is, for you to believe the whole immaculate birth thing, that's an assumption. Again, that was never 100% proven that... or I guess it's not immaculate conception, because I recently figured out what that actually... well, I guess what they mean by it now. And it's not just born without a daddy. So it's a little bit more, so that's not quite it. But, like, to say that he was conceived by the Force would be an assumption, because there is nothing in the canon that specifically says that. And I love that they're like, oh, you have to specifically find something in the movies to support your argument, but we don't have to find anything in the movie to support ours. Is this... That's the same... That's so dumb. They should each be separate sections. Come on. Let's see. I think I talked about everything I wanted to. Because I talked about Half-Head in the last episode, but I forgot about my Acolyte prediction. So I just wanted to get that out there. That it's gonna be shit. And that it's gonna be the I am your mother reveal. There we go. Let's take a quick look at this last comment. It's a little long. I'm not gonna read it. Actually, wait a minute. I gotta read this. Ah, thank you! Thank you! Someone is coming to my defense here. Not only that, but they are employing the unreliable narrator element in the story, and this is specifically one of the issues that they will be exploring. The hot Osha's POV. What? She didn't like the witches and would rather with the Jedi, so of course everything they did was from it. If the... What? Created is rather... It can be said that the parents can create life. Aside from that, we already know that the mundane... I don't know what the fuck this guy is trying to say. You notice how I, like, was fucking up all of the words? That's how it's written. That's not me, like, incorrectly reading it. That's me correctly reading it. I don't know what point he's trying to make there. I thought that he was trying to say that they were employing the unreliable narrator method on Palps. That, like, in that scene, he's an unreliable character. You know, like, we can't believe anything he says because clearly he's trying to manipulate and seduce Anakin. I thought that's what he was going for at first. But I literally don't even know. I do think it's funny, because I know that guy right now is like, this motherfucker is an idiot. He doesn't 100% know that Anakin was created explicitly by the Force, and it's like, but buddy, there's no evidence for that. There's just none. Like, other than Qui-Gon saying he believes that Anakin was created by the Force, there's really nothing in there. We just know he doesn't have a father, and that the Force is his daddy. That is literally the only information we're given there. And if you choose to believe Qui, that's a theory, but you can't go around saying that's absolutely positively canon. Well, I mean, I guess if it helps your point. I guess. And I really never got the whole... But it just contradicts Legends. It's like, but the Legends are better, though. Even if the Legends aren't technically canon, why would you want to belittle them when they're the best thing that we've got besides the 6 Star Wars movies? Slicks, are you here? Can you hear me, Slicks? Oh, you're lame, Slicks. Not being here to hear my grand reveal that everyone else already heard. It would have been my prediction for how the Acolyte ended. I haven't told Slicks. But we'll see what he thinks. I mean, it's so stupid. So perfectly stupid. That it could be, like, I could be spot on the money. Especially considering how many times that Head Asland was like, oh, there's gonna be lots of, like, Easter eggs for real Star Wars fans in this movie. I would not be surprised if that's like the grand Easter egg at the end. No, I am your mother. It's gonna be stupid. Telling you. Oh, I wasn't even trying to clean that. Nice. You know, I feel like we need to have a Council of Elrond kind of deal, you know? Get like all, or at least the majority of Star Wars fans together, right? Like maybe even an Occupy Lucasfilms deal. Like we all kind of just show up at Lucasfilms, you know? Like they did for the Area 51 thing, and just sit there and be like, you guys suck, you know? Like, do that, and then have all the fans there and get together like a Council of Elrond kind of deal and be like, alright, we need to determine canonicity here. We need to, since Lucasfilms has come up with all of this shit that is not Star Wars, we need to sit down and be like, alright, what of this are we going to consider to be canon? Are you kidding me, Slicks? Hello? Are you here? This man comes on here just to gamble and leave. Unbelievable. This guy. Oh shit. I had my phone on the YouTube thing the whole time. I can't let Slicks get ahead of me. So... man, what was I talking about earlier? Oh, yeah. how we should get everyone together to determine the canonicity of all Star Wars. I would like to propose that, I mean, obviously, I think we all agree that the only 6 Star Wars, the real Star Wars movies, are definitely in. Those are absolutely canon. Obviously, all of the sequel trilogy is not canon. Obi-Wan Kenobi is not canon. Boba Fett is not canon. Ahsoka is not canon. The Acolyte is obviously not canon. Like, that's just a no-brainer not canon. Solo is not canon. Yeah. I think that we can let Rogue One in. I think it's a decent movie. It adds decently to the Star Wars universe and doesn't really subtract anything. So yeah, I'm okay with Rogue One joining official Star Wars canon. I am also alright with Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 joining. I haven't seen season 3 and I heard it was really bad, so that's why I'm not including that. But I mean, if it's like a take it or leave it deal, like you can't have seasons 1 and 2 without season 3, then I'm gonna have to say sorry, Mandalorian is not canon. What else is Andor? I guess Andor can be canon, because a lot of people have said that's a really good show. Personally, I found it to be boring, but I think if the majority of Star Wars fans, especially in the Disney age, can agree that something is alright, then it's fine. I have no problem with it joining the canon. Jesus, is that it? Did we go through them all? Did I miss any of the shitty Star Wars projects? I think I got them all. Oh, and I guess we gotta talk about Clone Wars. Clone Wars is not canon, sorry. I like it, but there's too many problems that conflict with, like, regular canon from what we know in the movies, so yeah, I'm sorry. Gonna have to say that's not canon. Which I know, I really enjoyed the Clone Wars, and it's kind of a hot take for me to have here, but yeah. No, I don't think it belongs in the Star Wars canon. I think it belongs in that, like, isolated bubble. It's its own thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, for it to be its own thing. Like, hell, sorry about that. Like I was saying, hell, even if the Acolyte was in its own separate bubble away from Star Wars canon, I doubt people would have as big of a problem with it as they do. Yeah, I think that's all the Star Wars projects. I can't... Oh, there's like... Tales of the Empire. And, the animated one with Count Dooku. I forget what that one's called. The animated one with Count Dooku... I think it's Tales of the Jedi is what it's called. Uh, you don't have audio? I'm not doing offline gambling. Unless it's while I'm editing videos. I'll tell him later. Wow, that totally threw me. But yeah, even if the Acolyte was in its own little bubble, people wouldn't be as critical of it, because it's not, like, affecting everything else around it. I don't know. I feel like maybe that's kind of why Solo wasn't as bad. Because it felt like it could have been in its own little pocket universe. I don't know. Solo never felt very Star Wars-y to me. Like, I guess it was, kinda. But I don't know. Didn't like it. And then something else that we should do at this Council of Elrond, as I'm saying, would be to not only decide the canon, but decide the future of Star Wars. Since Lucasfilms is completely inept, I think it's up to us now to come up with stories. I think we all need to get together, be like, alright, this sounds cool. Everyone work on the script, come up with something, hand it off to someone who can make it and get it made there. And just have our own little fan film. Like, it's the only way to move forward. Because, yeah, after the Acolyte, I mean... what can you say? Oh, maybe there's hope that Lucasfilms will get it right this time. Like, yeah, yeah, we said that after The Force Awakens. We said that after fucking Last Jedi. We said that after Rise of Skywalker. We said that after fucking Obi-Wan. We said it after fucking Mando Season 3. Like, come on. When is it gonna get better? I want to know. Answer, it's not. It's not. That's why this Council of Elrond idea that I've got is our best and onlyest option. And plus, it would be just the most beautiful way to completely emancipate ourselves from the Disney Star Wars fans. Because, God, who wants to be... Sorry, no offense. No offense, like, if you're just a normal-ass Disney Star Wars fan who doesn't feel the need to have to defend literally every piece of Star Wars media, regardless of how shit it is. Like, I don't want to necessarily shit on you guys. Like, I mean, if you like it, fair enough, but... it's just the people who are trying to tell us that we can't, like, not like it. Those are the freaks I'm talking about. Those are the annoying ones we want to emancipate ourselves from. And also, I would like to say, not only that, but the people we really need to emancipate ourselves from are the ones that aren't even Disney Star Wars fans, but defend Disney Star Wars. Those are actually the worst. And I think that's the majority of the annoying fan problem. Because it's like, you know, on our side, we've got people who are saying, yeah, we're upset because this is shit, and this is why it's shit. And on the other side, you've just got people saying you're a racist for saying that this is a bad movie. You're a bigot. What do you mean? You have to like this? Like, or the people that are like, I don't like Star Wars, but you should like this. It's like, well, if you don't like Star Wars, how can you tell me what I should and shouldn't like in Star Wars? What is this? Metal? Let me go get some metal cleaner just to get this done quicker. And then we're gonna put in some plastic cleaner. How is this not doing fucking anything? This is just ridiculous. It's literally plastic, and I was literally hitting it with the plastic cleaner, and it's not doing anything. I was hitting this with the metal cleaner, and it wasn't doing anything. Cool. You know, I would like to meet a person in real life. Like a real ass life person. Not some dude on the internet. Some real life person that actually liked The Acolyte. Like, I'd like to know, what did you like about that? I can't possibly imagine there being, like, anything in this TV show that was worthwhile. I've seen a good majority of the first episode off of that one YouTube channel I was telling you about, where they kind of make fun of Star Wars stuff. Like, I've seen it, and it was trash. So I'd like to know what is it? Is it just the fact that, ooh, lightsaber, go brr, like, is that it? Is that, like, literally all you need in, like, a movie? Lightsaber, go brr. Because, I mean, I kind of feel like it. Because it wasn't the acting. It wasn't the writing. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they liked the set design? I don't know. I didn't see anything that blew me away. Like, watching it, I wasn't like, wow, oh my god, this is really pretty, but I don't know. Maybe someone felt that way. We are so close to being done. I think this is it. And I gotta finish it. I spent so much time jerking off with the YouTube stuff that I just didn't get any of the time that I should have been putting into cleaning this into this. Sorry, I guess. Or if you found that entertaining, please let me know. Yeah, if you like hearing me read through YouTube comments, please. leave a comment down below telling me about how awesome it was. Lol, like anyone's gonna make it this far in the video. Where the hell is all the shit that I need to clean? Oh, you're gonna be ridiculous, aren't you? You're gonna be ridiculous, game. This is straight up gonna be ridiculous. So what is it I'm looking for? This entire thing is clean. Clean, 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 clean. Oh, wait. There's one thing that's in 99. Central stairway wall. Central stairway wall? That's a castle turret. Ah! Central stairway wall? I just saw it. Castle keep, central stairway wall. Castle wall. Oh, wait. Is this is it? I don't see where this is. There's no dirt anywhere. Oh, okay, there we go. Fence posts. Golf ball return gutter and golf ball okay. Bro, how... There we go. I was gonna say, how is that not clean? Golf ball gutter return. This thing? That's clean. Golf ball... Supports... Alright, thank you so much for watching, Slicks. Thank you to anyone else who may have tuned in and didn't chat with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the YouTube crowd who's gonna like and subscribe, god damn it. And I will see you all in the next one. Oh wait, actually we gotta... Oh my god. That's just ridiculous. We'll watch it one more time. Alright. Bye-bye. Or, well, let me hit continue.